Alright guys, we're back with another video. This one's going to go over the top side controls for the R series from Bullfrog. Pretty similar to the X series if you've already seen that video. Alright, so we'll go over our buttons right now. We have a settings icon, Jet 1, Jet 2, lights, screen rotation. This will be temperature up and this will be temperature down, okay? If you can see this, our Jet 1 has already activated itself when we turn the spa on. It takes about 15-20 seconds for this one to come on, okay? But it'll turn on low just like it is now. This will run the filtration and the heating, okay? So this one, which is controlled by the number 1 jet, okay, controls the left side of your spa, okay? This also controls the filtration cycles and the heating, okay? So whenever it needs to run a filtration cycle, this one will come on low just like it is right now, okay? If it needs to heat up, same thing. This one will come on low to circulate the water, to pass it through the heating element to keep the temperature up, okay? You will not be able to turn this one off until your reading temperature, which is this number right here, meets your set temperature. To find your set temperature, you can use your arrows up and down, which are your temperature control buttons, okay? So we press this, that number changes. This is our set temperature, okay? So this will not turn off until this number meets that other number, okay? But you can go low and high, okay? Jet 2, okay, the number 2 one, that one will control the right side of the spa, okay? So when we're ready to activate that one, we'll manually turn it on. We can see we now have jet flow coming out of the right side of the spa, letting us know we did not receive airlock upon our initial fill up. And we can turn it on high, okay? Run both those jets on high for a minute or two just to finish purging whatever air is remaining out of your system, okay? Light, this, when you hit this, it'll activate that little insignia right there, okay? You see it change colors, it darkens, got those little light bulb sparks above it or whatever you want to call them. Okay, we go off and on, and this is how you will go through different color modes as along with different multicolor modes, okay? So every time you go off and on, it's either a new multicolor mode or it's a new single color mode. So you can go through the entire wheel and find what you like, and you can just leave it there, it'll set itself, okay? Screen rotation kind of looks like a recycling button from back in the day. So we hit it. What this does is it flips our screen around so you can see it from the inside of the spa, okay? We hit this button and it flips right back around so we can see it from this point of view, okay? We've already gone over our temperature up and temperature down, all right? Settings icon, just like on your phone, will bring up a settings menu. If you notice, we get 2 lights right here. These become selection buttons, okay? This will be a back button to take you back a screen. This one will select whatever is highlighted on the screen, okay? To scroll through the screen, you can use your arrows up and down, okay? And that'll take you through the screen. First item, as always, is the water care, all right? This is the different modes your spa can run in, okay? So if we select it, it brings up a long list, okay? You can use the arrow to get to the top of the list. First one says away from home. This is what older spas used to call economy mode, okay? What this does is it takes your set temperature and it drops it about 20 degrees below, given the ambient temperature outside, okay? Because that will kind of determine how low it can actually get, all right? It will also lose 1 of your 2 scheduled filtration cycles, okay? You'll have 2 filtration cycles every day, about 12 hours apart, all right? And it should run for about an hour, hour and a half or so, okay? But you'll lose 1 of those. So what this mode is doing, it is essentially trying to draw as little power as possible and turn the water just enough so it does not go stagnant on you, okay? It'll stay in that mode until you come out. If you look, there's another button right here. When you select this, you can actually get in on this and zero in on your times and stuff, okay? You can put a little schedule from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m., which would be like all day, every day pretty much, okay? You can kind of mess with the filtration cycle times, really no need to, they're already pre-programmed, okay? It's just if you want to do that. If you want to get out of that, just use the back arrow button, takes you back a screen. All these other modes will have that same option on the right side with that light, okay? When we scroll down, standard beginner. This is the mode you will run in more often than not. Right now we'll select it. Brings us a confirmation window. We hit the confirmation button at the bottom right to let them know we're serious, that this is what we want to do. Hit it, and we get a little check mark right there next to the insignia letting us know that we have changed it into that mode, okay? This is the normal mode. This is always sustaining whatever temperature you have set and running both your filtration cycles every day. When we scroll down, we have energy and super energy saving. These two modes are kind of similar to each other, okay? What they do is they flip back and forth between away from home for the first part of the day and standard beginner the second part of the day. These two are really for people who don't get home till like 6 or 7 in the evening, okay? The difference between these two is that energy saving will flip back and forth only 5 days a week and then just stay standard beginner all weekend long, okay? Then we have super energy saving, okay, which will flip back and forth every day of the week, all right? Then beneath those, we have weekender. Weekender will keep this in away from home mode Monday through Friday. Friday comes, it's party time, it jumps into standard beginner for the weekend only. Monday, right back to away from home, okay? Now we can go back a menu and we can scroll down to maintenance, okay? Now when we select maintenance, it's gonna bring up two options. One is maintenance reminders, one is standby. Standby will pause the system for 30 minutes, allowing you to complete one of your maintenance reminders, okay? After 30 minutes is over, it should resume normal operation. When we select actual maintenance reminders, this brings up a list of tasks that need to be performed every X amount of days, okay? It tells you how many days it's required in. First one, at the top of the list, says rinse filters with hose. This one says required in 30 days. If you have a cheat sheet from me, it's gonna tell you to rinse that filter out every week because it is way better for your water if you do it like that. These filters get surprisingly gross in just 2 weeks, it's 14 days. So for the remainder of the month, your water will be filtering through dirty filters. If you are not keeping up with cleaning your filters, you will begin to experience murky water, okay? After this, we have clean filters in solution, okay? This wants you to clean your filters in the actual cleaning solution. You need to soak or saturate it in a solution. If you want to make a homemade recipe, the recipe is written on the cheat sheet I have left you. It is 50-50 white vinegar and water. But you need to soak both your filters for about 30 minutes to an hour, spray them like you do every week, but you have to leave them out to dry after you use any filter cleaning solution, okay? When you just rinse them, you can put them back in, but when you use a filter solution, you need to allow them to fully dry to avoid making massive foam and bubbles and carrying any crazy aromas into your water from the solution you use. The next one says change water in 30 days, okay, or 90 days, excuse me, in 90 days. If you are using the Bullfrog at Ease chemical kit, you will be allowed to use your water for about 120 days, okay? So you get an extra 30 days out of your kit. So you'll ignore that, all right? Then you'll have a spa checkup in about 2 years, okay? So when these little reminders run out, okay? When this little day countdown runs out, you're gonna get little words right here at the bottom of the front screen. So you go to settings, go down to maintenance, select maintenance reminders, whichever one it is, you can select it. It'll bring up another confirmation window, confirmation once again at the bottom right. Select it, it'll restart that countdown so those little words disappear, okay? Now we can go back a window, and we can go down to date and time. When you're setting your date and time, you can select it. Okay, you see this has a long highlighted bar. You need to use a selection button to go over. Once you're over, you can then use your buttons going up and down to change whatever your selection is. Once you're good with what you've selected, select the selection button again to get that whole highlighted bar back. Then you can scroll down, okay? If you are still over there and you haven't got that long bar, you will not be able to scroll up and down except for on your choices, okay? So to get the next option, get the whole highlighted bar, then scroll down, then you can use your selection button to move back over and your arrows up and down once again to make your new selection. Once you're done, hit the back arrow button, okay, and you can move on. All these other ones, keypad settings, miscellaneous, electrical configuration, and about, you will never have to mess with, okay? Setting your date and time is about as far down as you'll ever need to go on this pad, okay? Normally, this can be used as your home button. You can get right back to the main screen. Everything normally that you use is right here on the front. Turning your lights on and turning your jets on every time you want to get in, okay? Enjoy.